We're sporty gals today.
We read a sport book.
Yeah, hockey is not dissimilar to soccer.
Sure.
It's like soccer on ice, basically.
Couldn't tell you. This
Very little hockey in the hockey book.
Yeah, so Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. Katie and I are puck bunnies now, I guess.
Okay, first of all, the very first note that I took in my phone about this book was the fact that these hockey players' group chat is called Puck Bunnies.
It is so fucking funny.
Which is the funniest shit I've ever heard.
The way that she wrote this group chat was very, like, on the nose for people vaguely in my age group.
Yes.
She did a great job.
Yes.
Puck Bunnies is a great group chat name.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah. Flawless.
No notes.
Anyway, welcome back to the podcast. It's a little unhinged today. It's a Monday morning. Neither of us have gotten any sleep.
Daylight savings, South by Southwest is going on.
General malaise.
Still being general working journalists, just surviving and not thriving all the time.
It's spring break and I'm more stressed than I was not during spring break.
I don't. I'm working like 5 jobs this week, it feels like. So
yeah.
We're just trucking along.
Anyway, we read the hockey book and we loved it.
The TikTok girlies are onto something.
I know. I'm
not on hockey TikTok or hockey romance TikTok or what, but you know what? You guys are right. This is great.
Yeah. I'm not really on hockey romance TikTok either, but this one like infiltrated regular contemporary romance TikTok. Mm-hmm. It broke through, which is where I found it. And yeah, I fucking loved it. Anyway, Abigail, would you like to read the blurb for us to remind the people of this wonderful, ridiculous book?
Yes, I would love to. With the tagline, a TikTok sensation. Truly. Sparks fly when a competitive figure skater and hockey team captain are forced to share a rink. Anastasia Allen has worked her entire life for a shot at Team USA. It looks like everything is going according to plan when she gets a full scholarship to the University of California, Maple Hills, and lands a place on their competitive figure skating team. Nothing will stand in her way, not even the captain of the hockey team, Nate Hawkins.
Hey.
Great hero name, or great male lead name.
Yeah, also. I love a Nate. It's a hot name.
Except for Nate from Euphoria, which I was luckily able to like turn my brain off
from. Yeah.
Otherwise,
there are some exceptions.
There are good Nates though. This was a good Nate.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Nate's focus as team captain is on keeping his team on the ice, which is tricky when a facilities mishap means they are forced to share a rink with the figure skating team, including Anastasia, who clearly can't stand him. But when Anastasia's skating partner faces an uncertain future. Really stretching the truth here.
Yeah. A few little phrases carrying a lot of weight here.
Yeah, she may have to look to Nate to take her shot. Sparks fly, but Anastasia isn't worried because she could never like a hockey player, right?
Okay, so in hindsight, I kind of have beef with this blurb.
I do too.
Because I thought, and tell me if you thought that this was where this book was going the whole time. Mm-hmm. I thought that like he was going to end up like competing with her.
I did.
Yeah.
I did think that's what was going to happen.
The blurb implies it, and also so does the plot.
Yeah, and then he does not.
Right. He just helps her practice.
Yeah, let's get this out of the way. This book has very little plot.
But also so much plot.
Lots of things happen over the span of few months that is just life.
Yeah, it's like over the whole school year. So it's very, like, there are some time jumps. Mm-hmm. And, like, I have to give Hannah Grace, the author, credit because she guides us through that really well, I feel like. Like, I definitely noticed some chapters, you know, because it's dual perspective. And so it would switch pretty evenly between, we'll call her Stassi, I guess, because that's mainly what she's called in the book, not Anastasia.
Another great name.
Big fan of well, fan is perhaps not the right word, but I am a Vanderpump Rules girly, so.
Sure.
Stassi Schroeder. Anyway, but there were like several moments, like I noticed there were like several chapters that the chapter started with like, it had been 6 weeks since X event, or it had been 2 weeks or whatever. And normally I don't love that because I'm like, oh, you're skipping over so much. But I think the goal was to make this book happen over the course of like a school year. And so I feel like Hannah Grace did a good job of like kind of telling us where we were at, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I did notice one thing that she was doing with these like time jumps is it would cut off, at somebody's perspective, and then we would jump in and suddenly it was another time jump, and then it would go back and kind of explain what happened in the middle of that perspective. I had a little bit of beef with that because at points I was getting like, okay, wait, so we're not going to talk about when Nate passed out on her floor?
Right.
And then it would be like a couple more pages and then we figure out what happened. So, but it wasn't that bad either. It was kind of just like, okay, wait, are we going to talk about this? Okay, we are.
Yeah, I think it was because so much of this book, and I generally don't love this because I'm a show not tell kind of girl. I generally don't like when a lot of the book happens like within a character's internal monologue because like I said, I'm a show not tell kind of girl. But I feel like because this book was so internal monologue heavy that like the telling of what previously happened like didn't really bother me as much.
Mm-hmm. It didn't really bother me. I just thought it was always kind of weird where there were a few instances where it was like, oh, okay, we're moving on, but then we're not moving on.
Right.
We're just kind of explaining for the most part what's going on, which is fine.
It was like really heavily like memory based, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like the characters like they were remembering what had happened.
Right. Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
Which I can't think of it's kind of a unique way to tell the story for me, but I can't really think of a better way to do a book that is told over the course of like 8 months.
Yeah, I don't know.
10 months.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of ground to cover, which again, this book was fucking long. It's like 450 pages.
435 pages, the Kindle edition says, at least on Goodreads, that's what it says. So yeah, it was long, and I was kind of like, before I picked it up, I was like, here we go, gotta like get ready, right? Because I'm like, what is in a romance novel that needs to make it this long?
It didn't feel that long.
No, I really liked you said something the other day when we were talking about this book, and you said it's very slice of life, which I think is like the most appropriate way to describe this.
Yeah, and I like a slice of life. Like, I think they're fun. There's a few others that I think we've talked about on the pod that we've kind of put in that camp of like more slice of life than necessarily plot. And this definitely falls into that. Like, there are big plot points, but they either just like don't really come to a huge fruition, or they're just kind of, I don't know, stacked on top of each other for character development purposes.
There are also a lot of characters in this book, which sometimes I struggle with, because I'm like, why are all these people here? But I think because the book is set in college, it like makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's the time where you're just around people all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Like, Stassi has roommates, Nate has roommates.
Nate has a whole hockey team.
Right. Yeah, like they both have like teammates and acquaintances and coaches and things like that. And so there were like some reviews that complained about too many characters, but I'm like, this is the one type of book where this many characters make sense.
Yes, I agree with that. This is truly a college experience in a book.
Yeah. And there were certainly some times that I was like, who's this person again? But I was just like, oh, they're like another hockey player. I don't really.
Yeah, I got a lot of the hockey players mixed up at times, but especially the ones that weren't in like the core
group, yeah.
But they also didn't matter all that much anyway. So.
Right, like when Russ comes up again at the end, I was like, remind me who this guy is again. Yeah. But then Hannah Grace, the author, is like reminds us why we should remember, because he was the one who started all of the.
Yeah, let's talk about the facilities
mishap, which is certainly one way to say it.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a bigger problem.
We never really found out what happened.
No, we do.
Do we?
Yeah, it was Russ's fault on accident. First, it was like a rumor. So what happened?
Right, but I mean, we never really find, like, there's no resolution to it.
Oh, no. They just fix it months later. Yeah. There's no like big grand opening or whatever.
Right, or like true like investigation into what occurred, which I feel like at a real university there certainly would be.
Right? It's just Russ slept with somebody whose older brother found out about it, the girl had gotten pregnant, but from somebody else, and then blamed Russ, and then the UCLA hockey team came and like broke their fucking ice machine. I don't remember, but I feel like that would be a bigger deal.
Yeah, there would be like a criminal investigation.
Right.
For if this were a real university.
Shutting down a facility for months.
Yeah, given I'm fairly certain that the University of California, Maple Hills is perhaps a smaller university than the one that I work at, but I can't imagine this shit would slide.
Also, UC Maple Hills and UCLA are apparently both in Los Angeles. How does that work?
Beats me.
They're in the same system. I don't understand.
I definitely kept forgetting that this book was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of place going on. It could have been anywhere.
Yeah, which is fine. I don't really care that much.
Oh, I don't either. Yeah.
But yeah, so this book starts with this like ice rink drama that leads to the hockey team and the figure skating team.
They're a team.
Yeah. Having to practice on the same rink, which like maybe UC Maple Hills is a bigger university than I'm imagining because I'm like, wouldn't those two things practice in the same place anyway?
Maybe this is just truly the hockey school of the West Coast. I don't know. We don't know anything about hockey.
Yeah, I know nothing, man. I know nothing. Can I just say, this is off topic slightly. I don't know if it's because I'm really deep into Kelsey Ballerini TikTok, but I kept picturing Nate looking like Chase Stokes.
Ooh.
Also because on the cover, he like sort of resembles him. He's got like some floppy hair going on.
Maybe. I don't know. That works for me. That's fine.
I think it's also because I started watching the new season of Outer Banks and they're like similar age group.
That makes sense.
So I drew some lines.
I don't know. He was just a generic tall man in my...
Generic tall hot man.
He's 6'4".
I know.
It's a tall man.
Anyway, so Stassi and Nate hate each other, and it's the most tenuous enemies to lovers that I've read in a while.
It does not last long.
No. But basically, well, he has no beef with her. She has beef with him because she's like, I have a competition coming up. Get the fuck out of my skating rink.
Yeah, she thinks that it's all them just like fucking around in this prank war that they kind of had gone wrong. And like, turns out it wasn't their fault, really. And Russ is upset and whatnot. And I don't know. Nate is just like the hockey player captain. See, I know a lot about hockey.
Hockey player captain.
Hockey player captain. The hockey captain who's got, he's a good guy. He's generally a very good guy. Yeah. He seems like a good leader. Seems like a good dude all around. And Stassi's just kind of uptight.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, she's like kind of, if you picture the kind of like stereotypical like Olympic bound athlete is that's what this feels like.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
She's like super disciplined, has this like crazy like planner where she schedules out her whole life, all this stuff. I like that you wrote, when you're describing Nate on our outline document, pretty much built in a lab, which is like, yeah,
it's this like rich college kid who is actually a nice guy and I don't hate him.
Right. There's this part late in the book. I'm sure you clocked this, but because Stassi is reading romance novels a bunch in this book.
Oh boy.
And then there's, at the end, she goes, Nate Hawkins is a man written by a woman for sure.
I highlighted it.
I was like, this is so meta. I love it. It's the kind of thing that if you told me that happened, it would make me cringe. Oh, but in the book, I was like, yeah.
You're right. Thank you. Yeah. You are correct. I've been thinking this the entire time.
Right. You're also like, you're right, but it's also literally true.
It is. Yeah. It did make me laugh. And then it was like the Helen Huang like shout out like right before that.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cute.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Like a subtle shout out, because they don't mention her. They don't mention the book, but they don't mention the book title.
Right.
But they're describing the plot, and it's a very, if you know, you know.
Yeah, which was very cute. Yeah. I liked it a lot.
I know, I loved it.
So Stassi has this partner that she skates with, Aaron, who is her roommate.
And the fucking biggest shithead in any book that I have read in a long time. Like, I hated him so much more than any, like, romance novel villain in recent memory.
He was like a cartoony villain too.
Yeah.
Like, we've read some awful men in these books. He's like on the verge of being ridiculous, but I hated him so much. He's just a little shit.
Yeah.
He's just a little shit.
And even like, you know, the resolution of that conflict at the end when he kind of explains that he's like kind of been going through
I don't care.
all this emotional trauma. I'm like, I'm out. Like, I don't care.
Buddy, you know, all of us. Same.
Doesn't give you the excuse to treat people like this. So it was really awful. But I kept expecting he would be even more awful than he ended up being. Like, also in this like first section of the book, Aaron gets hurt and blames the hockey team and basically blames Nate.
Mm-hmm.
And then like later on, this is not for a while until later in the book, but he ends up dropping Stassi. And I wrote in my notes, I was like, did he drop her on purpose? Like, I thought it was going to be that nefarious. And thank God it wasn't. But
oh, I don't know. I still had doubts in my mind.
right. We never find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They never come out and are like, no, he didn't do it on purpose, or yes, he did, or whatever.
Right.
But man, I fucking hate that guy.
I know.
And at first I thought he was going to be a pretty normal side character. Like, they start, and the book opens with him and Stassi at practice.
Right. And they're like really good friends.
Yeah, they're great friends. He's driving her home in his G-Wagon because he's also rich. Lots of people who are just fucking loaded in this book.
Yeah.
And, you know, at first he seems like not the worst, just kind of like,
Just
kind of a bratty college kid,
Yeah,
but
just
not like a bad person.
a bit of a dick, but like fine.
Yeah. And then no, he turns out to be the worst.
Yeah. And he's like slut shaming Stassi for having what I think is the healthiest sex life of any college student ever.
Oh, yeah. Stassi has a very healthy friends with benefits at the beginning of this book.
And they're like besties and it's not complicated and it's very like it's sweet and loving.
It's really cute.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's this guy, Ryan, who is also just very nice to her.
Who is like the captain of the basketball team.
Yeah, she just, you know, she likes her sportsman.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
She's an athlete.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It does make sense. And they just like kind of hook up. He's very nice to her. They hang out. Like,
yeah. But then they like cuddle and stuff, but it's not romantic. They're just good friends.
And then he ends up dating somebody else and she's happy for him and is like, oh yeah, we're not hooking up anymore.
Yeah.
No big deal though.
And she like kind of helps him get with this other girl too. Like kind of, you know, is like, oh, I'm not going to get in your way or whatever.
Yeah. It's a cute little side plot of sorts of this is like her relationship with Ryan.
It's the kind of friends with benefits that you always wish would actually work.
Yeah.
But in real life doesn't.
I was thinking that and I was like, is this true for anybody? Does anyone have a friends with benefits like that? I hope so.
I hope so too. But like even my best situations were still a little awkward.
Yeah.
When it ended, you know?
I don't. But thank you for the insight.
This is like the ideal in a perfect world situation.
I sincerely doubt lots of 21-year-olds have this kind of friends with benefits. Well,
you know, this group of 21-year-olds is incredibly emotionally mature.
Yes.
And that's not something that's that surprising for me working with college students every day. But it's a little bit of a stretch for me.
Yes. Some of the men in this book are a little too emotionally intelligent at that age, I feel like.
Yeah, like I really hope that these are the types of relationships that college students are having.
I do too.
I am skeptical, but I hope that this is the case.
One of my early notes in the book is everyone in this book is so wholesome. And then we get to 18% where they make out.
Yeah.
And more. Very quickly.
Yeah, the sex scenes are certainly not few and far between. So they're like, I wrote frenemies because it's not really enemies to lovers. It's kind of a frenemies.
Yeah, she just kind of, he likes to annoy her and she is just a little uptight and kind of a hard ass. And
yeah.
I don't know. She never actually hates him.
No, but she like fronts that she is.
Yeah.
Or that she does. And his internal monologue is very like, haha, she's so annoying. That's funny.
Yeah. They're very much just like poking at each other.
Yeah.
It's cute.
But there's, obviously all this tension building. So they do start hooking up. And she is like kind of trying to be like, no, this is just another friends with benefits thing. It's not, I don't like you. What are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
But no, she does like him.
Yeah.
At 18%, they hook up at a party. Not all the way, but they hook up.
A lot of semi-public sexual experiences in this book.
Yeah, do you want to talk about the Uber?
Oh my God. That was so stressful for me to read.
I know.
They basically fool around in the back of an Uber that all of their drunk friends are in. And it's explained away by like everyone's too drunk to notice. And I'm like, I don't know, man.
People notice things.
Yeah.
You're not slick. It's fine. But they're coming home from the club.
Yeah.
Which they go to a very fancy club.
Yeah.
They know somebody
bottle
who works
service and shit. Yeah.
I've never had bottle service in my life. Congrats to these kiddos.
Yeah, for real.
But they're in an Uber on the way home, and this car setup doesn't make sense. They're in the very back seat, and Stassi's sitting on his lap. Any car that has a very back seat, it's not a single.
No.
It's two.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to sit on his lap. I understand why she is, but the car setup does not make sense.
Yeah, I kept trying to like picture it, and there was no way I could picture it where it made sense to me.
Nope. But, obviously they can't be in the middle.
Right.
So.
It's fine.
Whatever. But they get in the back of the Uber. They hook up.
Yeah.
They do a lot in the back of this Uber.
They surely do.
Like a foot and a half from their friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you catch the Taylor Swift reference?
I sure did. They fool around while listening to Cruel Summer. And then like the rest of that section of that scene plays out like the lyrics of the song because they're drunk in the back of the car, and then they get inside, and Stassi starts crying.
Wow. Damn.
I know.
I didn't think past the, they're listening to Cruel Summer. Okay, what's going on here?
So during this whole middle stretch of the book, they're just, like, hooking up, being friends. A lot of sex scenes in this middle section.
A lot of sex scenes.
Not as many in the, like, back section.
Yeah, so after Aaron gets injured... and blames the hockey team. The coach threatens to pull like the whole hockey team off unless somebody fesses up. And Nate, being the stand-up captain he is, says that he did it, even though he didn't. Like no one actually hurt Aaron, but he says he did it so the rest of the hockey team can play. And his punishment is he can't play hockey until Aaron can skate again. And so,
which feels like a reasonable, level-headed punishment to me.
I thought it was kind of weird.
It is kind of weird, but, like, it seems fair, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess if he had actually, hurt himself from the hockey team, that would make sense, but
yeah,
I don't know. I just knew this kid was a shit, so I was like, he's going to fake it as long as possible.
Right.
Which, yeah, kind of is what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's, like, this whole middle stretch where Nate is helping Stassi practice.
Yeah, because she's got a big competition coming up. And Aaron drops her at sectionals.
Yeah.
But they still make it. And so she's got to prep for nationals, but Aaron can't skate again.
Mm-hmm.
And
because he like re-injured himself basically.
Right. And so Nate steps up and helps her practice. I thought this was going to be more of part of the book. Yeah,
me too. There's really not a lot of figure skating or hockey.
No, you do not need to know anything about hockey.
Which is nice.
Yeah, fine by me. You don't even like watch a game in the book.
No.
You see like a before and an after, but there's no...
And they beat UT Austin 8-3.
Yeah, where the fuck is a UT Austin hockey team?
We have one.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm fairly certain.
Where the fuck is our arena?
Well, I mean, it's a club team.
Oh.
Kind of like Quidditch.
Oh.
You know?
Okay.
So it's not like NCAA, but it's like competitive.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have played.
They might.
I don't know how club hockey... I shouldn't say anything at all. I don't know how this works.
But yes, all of that is to say that's like the extent of the hockey that we get in the book, which is like after game scores or whatever.
Yep. I know nothing about how good Nate actually is at hockey.
Right. Other than there is one scene later in the book where Stassi goes and watches him play and she's like, everyone in the stands was talking about how great you are.
Yeah.
So, whatever. But before that, he's still helping Stassi practice and using an excellent plot device from romance novels. He's like, but we have to, or she's like, which of them says it?
That they can't sleep together?
Yeah.
Stassi.
Stassi says that they can't sleep together while they're partners or whatever because it's distracting.
Yes. But then Stassi moves in.
Yeah. And is like sleeping in Nate's bed every night.
But they aren't sleeping together, and she's just like living there.
Yeah, there's like a pillow barrier between them in bed. Which is very funny.
Yes. But yeah, they just like both get their lives together, like while they live together in this. It's not a frat house, but it's like 4 of the hockey guys that all live together.
Yeah, and Nate's dad owns the house or something.
So nobody pays rent, I guess. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know. And there's at least 4 of them living in this house, if not more.
It's Robbie, JJ, Henry, and then Nate.
Yeah, so 4. But the other hockey players come and go
frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's the party house.
But yeah, there are like all these other like nice little things that start happening. Like Nate helps Stassi realize that her like this like diet that Aaron has her on is not good for her because she's like not eating enough.
Aaron gave her an eating disorder.
Right. Like accidentally. Well, she didn't realize that that's what was.
Right.
She didn't realize that she was being unhealthy. She was just like, I trust this guy to like help me.
After all he does was like bitch at her for like gaining any weight.
Right.
Saying he couldn't lift her.
Which like, come the fuck on.
This was the most like malicious thing I've read in a romance novel in a long time. I felt like this. Like this was just wild to me.
And then he plays dumb about it later on.
He's got her on this meal plan where it's just all vegetables.
Yeah.
And then like a little bit of protein. And as somebody who like started working out pretty frequently in the last couple years, and I don't like track what I eat or anything like that, but like I'm fucking hungry like all the time.
Yeah.
Like I cannot imagine not eating a carb. Or like only eating vegetables.
Yeah.
I don't know. This was horrifying to me. It was getting really upsetting.
And then she gains like 12 pounds or something all in muscle because she's an athlete.
Yeah, you have to have protein and carbs and whatnot to get stronger.
Which is great. For one thing, this feels like a slight plot hole to me because I feel like any college athletes usually have like, they're like nutritionists and stuff that support college athletic teams.
Yeah.
But again, suspending disbelief here.
I don't know. I'm gonna suspending my disbelief here, but either way, this was horrifying to me.
And it never really gets, because again, she like confronts him about it and it's never really, he kind of plays dumb and never admits to it, but like he never says like, yeah, that's what I was doing. But he also never really says like, oh my God, I didn't mean that. So you never really find out like how, like what he was thinking. If it really was as mean-spirited or maybe he's just dumb and doesn't know.
I couldn't tell either. Like if he was really just that manipulative of a person and just trying to keep her controlled. I don't know. This was really generally disturbing to me.
It was hard for me to tell how much of his behavior was
actively malicious or just dumb.
Yes. Or like he was just so wrapped up in his own shit that he didn't realize how manipulative he was being.
What made me think he was manipulative with like her food plan and everything was so often the guys are like, I've seen Aaron lift in the gym. He can lift like 250 pounds or whatever, which is definitely more than she weighs. So
she's got to be like 115 or something.
Yeah,
she's tiny.
Yeah, I pictured her being very short.
Yeah.
So yeah, like he shouldn't have any. That's what made me think the whole time that he was just like being manipulative and not just like playing dumb.
Yeah, but that was kind of my problem with the resolution of the Aaron plot line, which is like we never really figure out where on the scale of like manipulative versus or like malicious versus like kind of ignorant he fell.
Yeah.
Because there were some things that he was like, I didn't realize I was being so, like, some kind of, there were some things that he was like, oh, it wasn't on purpose or whatever, but we never really figure out what the, like, truth is.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Nate and Stassi are skating around together for a while. Nate gets her on a better meal plan. It's very sweet how all of the guys just kind of like rally around her, and
they like learned, she and JJ like cook together.
It's really sweet.
It's really sweet.
And they just, they kind of give her, they help her find a healthier relationship with like what she's eating and like helping her get stronger. Nate and her work out together and whatnot. It's very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wrote in the notes for this section that I kind of liked that Aaron is the main, there's always a conflict in these relationships in these books, right? And like, it's usually something fucking so stupid. But I kind of liked that Aaron was the main conflict here because it seems like more realistic and like reasonable.
I agree. Yeah, we didn't really have a moment in this book where they have this blowout breakup fight or anything.
Yeah.
The whole conflict is Nate wants to protect her from Aaron for a lot of it. And then she kind of comes to the realization that like, no, I want to handle this on my own.
Yeah.
And Nate's reluctant to let her because, he's being protective. And Anastasia is very well therapied.
Yeah, for sure. And she's like kind of explaining to him like, I realize that from the outside, Aaron looks like a shithead, but you have to realize that like he's also an important person to me and there's nuance here and I need to like handle it how I need to handle it. And like, you don't have to agree with that, but like, you got to be cool with it.
Yeah. And also just, I can handle it. You don't have to do all this.
Right.
Yeah. So.
But you got to let me do it my own way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is nice. And like these two, like they're great at communicating with each other, which is so rare. And which I think is maybe why I liked this book so much, because it felt more, obviously there are things that are like, again, I said earlier, like these are very, very emotionally mature college students, which feels like a bit of a stretch, but it also feels closer to real life than some of the crazy miscommunication, like drama arguments that happen in these books.
Yeah, I agree. I did really like that. I felt like I was waiting for the other shoe to drop, and I was really happy when it didn't happen.
Right.
And that they had a fight, but it was like a normal one. And
yeah,
Nate apologizes to her, and then they like work it out at a fancy restaurant.
Right. And they like anytime one of them like fucks up, they're like, oh man,
sorry.
Yeah.
I fucked up.
Yeah. It's really nice.
But can we talk about Christmas?
Yeah,
have Christmas together.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So they're skating together. Everything's going great. She's like living at the house. So is Lola. They just fucking left Aaron in their apartment that they share with him, which like, fine. But Lola's dating Robbie, which is very cute.
Yeah.
All of Nate's friends are fucking great.
Yeah, Henry.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
I hope the next book is about Henry.
Let's talk about Henry before we talk about Christmas, because I would fucking die for this kid.
Yes.
Henry is this little sophomore. I shouldn't say little, because he's a hockey player, so he's still, like, a big man.
Also, in theory, like a 20-year-old man, so.
Yeah. I shouldn't say little. But the seniors of the team kind of took Henry under their wing and let him move in with them, because he didn't have a lot of friends. He was just, like, kind of this lonely kid, and
Yeah, shy little guy.
Yeah, he's really shy. He's not very social. And so Nate just kind of took him under his wing. And then he and Anastasia just formed this independent friendship.
Yeah, they're like little besties. And like, it's like the type of friendship where she's like constantly telling Nate, like, I would leave you for Henry.
Yeah. And Nate's like, fair enough, I guess.
Like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
that
sure.
makes sense.
I don't feel that threatened, but also, I understand. It's fine.
Yeah. It's very, very cute.
Yeah. So they have this party at Christmas before they're all leaving to go on their respective holidays and whatnot. And Aaron shows up. And Henry punches Aaron.
Yeah, incredible.
Oh, because Aaron has been talking shit about Stassi for months. Like, within earshot of the other guys.
All the hockey guys have heard.
Yeah, all the hockey guys have heard.
Stassi doesn't know.
Right.
Because the hockey guys have been, like, protecting her, basically.
Yeah. Aaron's been telling awful things to their coach, that like Stassi's like sleeping around and whatnot, that she can't focus, that she's gonna like throw the competition, which is not true.
And there's like reason for the coach to be kind of stressed about this because a previous player got pregnant.
There's a couple unplanned pregnancies in this book.
Yeah. So, yeah. So then, like, Henry beats up Aaron, which is
very satisfying.
Very satisfying.
And then Nate kind of intervenes, but doesn't actually touch Aaron. And Henry gets to do all the heavy lifting, which, go Henry. Mm-hmm. Again, we love Henry.
It's good. It's a very wholesome little friendship that the two of them have.
Yep. So then Christmas actually happens, and they go to each of their families' houses.
Right. They plan trips to both
Seattle, where she's from,
and Colorado, where he's from, which makes, I mean, I was like, are you really going both places? And then I just kept having to remind myself that they're in college and they get like a month off. So like, you have time.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm like, Christmas is like for a week.
I know. No, it did make sense to me. It, with just like, one, you have a big fucking giant winter break. Like, what do you even, I remember my first winter break. I was like, what the fuck do I do with myself?
Right.
It's like 5 weeks.
I even feel that way. And I work over winter break. Like, I don't get it off. But it's still like, God, I have no kids for 4 weeks. Like, what do I do?
Yeah, what do I do?
Yeah.
Stassi doesn't go home very often because she gets very anxious seeing her parents, which I kind of understand why and kind of don't.
Yeah, like her parents are they read as very kind, supportive people, but for someone as tightly wound as Stassi, that support comes off as pressure or like presents itself as pressure.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, which I think you and I can probably both identify with to an extent.
Yep. As good, competent people.
Yeah, and tightly wound people.
And tightly wound people, yes. I understand.
Yeah. High performance, high performing people, as my therapist would say.
Yeah, there we go.
I hate being described that way, but I'm like
a high performer. I'm not in therapy right now, but I feel like I think about this a lot, where I think about past jobs where it was like being punished for being competent almost. Yeah. Anyway.
We don't have time for that today.
Laughs nervously. That's not me at all.
Definitely not us.
But she and Nate go to Seattle to visit her parents. Yeah. And she, after a good conversation with her therapist, goes, I don't want to talk about skating while I'm here. Mm-hmm. And her parents are like, surprised.
Right.
But they're also like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
We don't have to. Okay.
Yeah.
And they have 2 really lovely days in Seattle.
Yeah, it's really nice. And she kind of realizes that like a certain amount of this was like in her own head of her own making, and that she has the power to set boundaries, which like, wish I had learned that at 21.
There are some great lessons in this book. Mm-hmm. In between all the sex scenes, lots of really great lessons for life.
Yeah. Boundaries are good.
Boundaries are great. Highly recommend. And then she and Nate go to Colorado by themselves.
Yeah, because Nate hates his dad, who is a dickhead.
Yes.
Like kind of that typical rich dad character who's like very emotionally stunted and waves his money around and whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Owns a ski lodge or something.
They own a ski resort in Vail.
Of course
they do.
Of course they do.
Nate has a 16-year-old sister named Sasha who's like a skiing prodigy. Mm-hmm. And his dad is like kind of mad that Nate went into hockey and doesn't want to own the ski resort later on. Yeah. And it's like a family business and whatever. But Nate's fucking loaded. He drives a Tesla for one.
Yeah.
A college kid in a Tesla that they mention in the book is $100,000. So they live off this lake, or Nate does, his mansion with lots of staircases and rooms and nobody's there, and it's sterile and whatnot.
And a private lake pond situation that's frozen over.
So Nate's off to go buy her Christmas present, an iPad, which is cute.
Mm-hmm. And for her planner.
I know.
For a digital planner.
See, this reminded me that planners don't work on me, and it made me wish that I used my iPad more efficiently, but I don't.
I use mine to watch Netflix.
I do the same thing. I turn it on like every month.
Yeah.
So
I literally use mine to watch Netflix. That's it. I set it right here so that I can watch Netflix while I work.
It's really nice while I travel, but I don't travel that much.
Yeah.
So it's there.
Anyway, he's getting her an iPad, and they had gone skating on this frozen lake earlier together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so she's like, that was so nice, like doing this outdoors. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go skate while he's gone.
And then he calls her while she's skating. She's looking for a deer. And so she's kind of on the edge of the lake or whatever. And I was like, oh, God, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And he calls her and she's like, oh, I'm looking for this deer. And he's like, Stassi, no. Right as she falls through the ice.
Right. And then the phone line goes dead and he has to like rush home and.
No, he was already home, thank God. Or she would have truly died.
Oh, yeah.
He was in the house looking for her, couldn't find her. So he called her. And then, yeah. In that moment, she falls through the ice and he rescues her.
Yeah. And like takes her to the hospital and stuff. And.
A harrowing moment in this book where things like that don't happen.
And then they said, I love you, because they've both been thinking it for weeks.
This was cute.
And so this like near-death experience, they're like, shit, I guess I better say it.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
This is also not long after they did decide like, oh, we are boyfriend-girlfriend.
Yeah, we're together now.
Because neither of them really wanted, Stassi especially didn't want to commit. And then Nate was kind of a, not a womanizer. I don't know. He got around.
Right.
And
they both did.
Yeah, they both did. And he didn't have a girlfriend or anything like that, really. He just, hooked up a lot and I don't know.
And there's not really, there is a moment where he asks her, like, there's like a conversation had, but it's not like a big moment. They just kind of like naturally fall into
we're boyfriend, girlfriend.
Together, yeah.
After she'd been living with him for like 2 months.
Right.
Yes. So naturally,
Yeah.
They get together and are official.
Yeah.
And she almost dies. And then
they're in love. And then they're about to fuck on the kitchen counter.
When
Nate's 16-year-old sister walks in and is like, my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
Which is very funny.
It's very funny. I was waiting on somebody to walk in on somebody at some point, and then they get on the counter. I'm like, oh yeah.
Because this is so funny because Stassi tells Nate to strip down and lay on the kitchen counter, and she's like pulling a can of whipped cream out of the fridge, and then Sasha walks in.
Okay, we haven't mentioned. I said this to you earlier. These college kids know too much about sex. They're too good at it.
Yeah. We were talking about this. Like, I hope that this is the kind of sex that college students are having because it's like healthy, it's consensual, it's like everyone's needs are met, everyone's boundaries are respected.
It's never terrible, apparently.
It's never terrible, and this is not the kind of sex I was having in college. It's just patently opposite of the kind of sex that I was having in college because I was like 19 and no one knows what they're doing.
Except for these kids.
Yeah.
I shouldn't call them kids. They are adults.
Right.
But they're 21.
Yeah.
The first time they have sex, I can't. Stassi does like the splits on top of him.
Right.
It was fucking wild. 1, ow.
Yeah.
But 2, good for her.
Right. I just hope that this is an accurate reflection of the state of college students, because if so, the kids are all right. I'm not as worried.
Right? Oh, there's hope for them.
I know. Yeah. Happy for them if this is what's happening. Anyway, so Sasha shows up and Nate's dad, and they have this like awkward.
They have a really terrible lunch.
Yeah, meal at the ski resort.
Stassi like stands up for her, which fucking great for Stassi.
And weirdly, Nate's dad stands up for Stassi when the like waitress is kind of disrespecting her.
It's like a power move.
Right.
Like,
but it's also like nice because
yeah. It felt like, oh, I recognize what you're doing. I respect it. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna beat you down. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
He sucks, but
yeah, that was like it was weird. But yeah, so that's awkward. But it ends up being as fine as it can be, I guess.
Yeah, Nate and his dad have like a very brief conversation about why Nate hates his dad so much. Mm-hmm. And so Nate's dad cheated on their mom, who had like a rare blood disease.
Yeah.
And died when Nate was in 8th grade, and he was cheating on her while she was sick. And then so that's one. And then Nate's best friend, Robbie, who he goes to school with now, Robbie uses a wheelchair because when Nate and Robbie were in high school, Robbie got in a skiing accident, and it was on Nate's family's resort. Mm-hmm. And Nate's dad just like checked out and like didn't help out the family, like seemed more worried that they were going to sue the resort. Mm-hmm. So Nate has a lot of resentment for his dad, rightfully so.
Right. But then the conversation kind of goes as well as it could, because I mean, Nate's dad is kind of like, everyone makes mistakes, and like I'm not super proud of some things that I've done. So it's like kind of an apology, but also like not really. Like it could be better, but it feels like something.
Nate notices at the end of this conversation where he looks at his dad and he's like, nobody hates my dad more than he hates himself.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh, ow.
Yeah.
True. Bummer.
Yeah.
But ouch.
So it's not great, but there's some kind of like, not resolution, but like moving toward acceptance, I guess.
Yeah. They like acknowledged that this is a thing that's happening.
Right.
Which sometimes that's all you can get. And sometimes that's enough.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. So then we get kind of to the finally the end of this book.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about again, not a lot lots happens in this book. Nothing really happens in this book.
Yeah, lots of like many really small plot things.
Yeah.
With a handful of big plot things.
Yes.
So the final big plot thing is that Aaron is back and ready for their like big nationals competition. Mm-hmm. Even though Stassi is like, I low-key kind of hate you, but I recognize that we need each other to
They're
compete.
going to partners therapy together.
Yeah, which is fucking weird.
It's really fucking weird. Aaron goes to her when he's cleared to skate again, and it's like, I want to be your partner. I realize I'm a bad friend, but you weren't there for me, and it's awful. But
yeah,
he like takes her to a meeting with their coach and is like, we're going to do partner therapy. And she's
which in
like,
theory would maybe be a good idea. Mm-hmm. But both Stassi and Aaron are being very withholding in this like partners therapy. Mm-hmm. So none of the actual problems are getting solved.
No. And it's a therapist that Aaron picked out and like his mom is paying for. And it's not a healthy way to enter therapy with somebody.
No. But like Stassi has, like I said, acknowledged that like she can't just write Aaron off because she needs him. They need each other.
Yeah, Stassi is doing a very respectable thing here, which is you are a means to an end. I don't like you at all. I don't want to be friends with you, but you are my skating partner and I want to go to the Olympics.
Right. Yeah. She's like, if I gave up now, it would like hurt me more than help me. Mm-hmm. So they like nail it at nationals. Skating to Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer.
Yeah.
A classic. But then Aaron fucking kisses her in front of everyone.
Nate is there. He managed to scoot on down there to watch Stassi after his hockey game.
Which Stassi doesn't know that he's coming. He like plans to surprise her, basically.
Right. And it's from Nate's perspective where he's like, oh, they're fucking nailing it. Everyone looks so good. This is great. Oh my gosh. Way to go, Stassi. And then, Aaron fucking kisses her for like the finale.
And then afterward, like, Stassi's obviously upset. And Aaron's like, I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Like, it was part of the theatrics, caught up in the moment, like, whatever. Which, like, if he had been a normal person up to this point, I could maybe kind of see of like, oh, we're, like, playing this role, you know? But it's just, like, the straw that broke the camel's back. And even the coach is like, fuck you, Aaron. Don't talk to her.
This was also horrifying to me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It made my skin crawl.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
It's so gross. And also because I was wondering, like, for the bulk of this book, I was like, is Aaron treating her like this because he, like, has feelings for her? And is that where this is going to go? Like, is that why he's being so weird about her sleeping with other guys? Like, is he in love with her or something? And that's what's going to come out at the end. And so I was wondering if that was what was happening here. But then he's like, no, it was just like the theatrics of it.
Yeah.
Which, again, I feel like I could maybe wrap my head around a little bit had he not been such a shithead all the other times.
Yeah. It's a baffling choice for anybody. But it's just, again, like he's manipulating her to get what he wants or just feel
or
in
look
control,
better or something.
Aaron is a baffling character. Is he just one of those people that's just a bad person just because?
And again, how aware is he of it? It's like hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, right before Nate arrives at this competition, he finds out Aaron lied about his injury.
Oh, yeah, that it happened because he was drunk and, like, dicking around with some of his friends on the beach.
Yeah, all of his friends go to UCLA, and so he was, like, with his friends, and they were playing football, and he hurt his arm that way, but he said he, like, slipped on something at the rink, and it was the hockey player's fault, so he just straight up lied.
Right.
Got Nate benched, and then... So Nate shows up to the competition, and to his credit is like, I'm not going to start anything,
right?
But I am really mad.
Right.
I'm going to tell Stassi, obviously.
Right.
And then gets there and sees, obviously, what happens. Goes to get Stassi, checks on her first, punches Aaron. Yeah. And then they leave. Stassi quits the competition halfway through.
Yeah, but thankfully their scores were high enough that it was still, like, okay. Like, she still did well. But they didn't, like, go on or whatever, obviously, because she's like, I'm out.
Yeah, they were supposed to perform again, and she was like, I'm not fucking doing that.
Yeah.
So she and Nate leave.
Yeah, and, like, then after that, like, everything, like, Stassi is, like, still wanting to go to the Olympics. She finds out that Aaron got transferred to UCLA, and she's like, good, he'll be with his friends, good for him, never have to see him again, whatever. And yeah, that's like, it kind of just ends, and then we get an epilogue.
Oh boy.
The epilogue was a lot. I kind of wish it hadn't happened.
I kind of wish so too. So the epilogue picks up 2.5 years later, and
which means that, let's say Stassi and Aaron were at the oldest 22 in the main bulk of this book. Because I guess Nate might have been 22, and Stassi was probably 21 because he was a senior and she was a junior.
Yeah, Stassi says that she was 21 to Nate's dad.
Okay. So she was 21, which means 2.5 years later, she is 23, maybe 24, depending on. So still very young.
So
she's been to the Olympics.
She won the Olympics.
Yeah.
She got a gold medal at the Olympics.
Yeah.
She's a single skater now, or whatever the right way to say it.
Solo, I don't know.
I don't know. She skates by herself. She's not a partner skater anymore. Nate is in the NHL, which was his plan all along, is that he was going to graduate school and go play for the Vancouver Vipers or something.
I don't know.
He's going to Vancouver.
Yeah.
2.5 years later, instead, he's now playing for Seattle. She's a famous figure skater, and she's fucking pregnant.
Yeah, accidentally.
There are 3 accidental pregnancies in this book.
Yeah.
And 2 of them are just, like, mentioned. And then this
one's kind of funny because, as we learned throughout the book, Stassi gets really nervous on her performance days and throws up. And she threw up her birth control pill.
You know what? This is a great ad for the Nuva ring. Which is my preferred method of birth control.
Or the IUD, which is my preferred method.
You can't throw up either of those.
Nope.
You cannot. So, Nate knocks her up on accident.
Which is kind of funny, but I was like, oh my God, she's so young.
She's so young. She's got so much more skating to do.
Yeah.
Probably. Not to say she can't skate after she's had a baby.
Right.
She did have a teammate who got pregnant and didn't come back to skating.
Right. And then Nate proposes, which is fine.
Yeah, that's expected.
Yeah.
But my God, these people are 24.
I know. I was like reading this and I was like, I am so stressed for you guys.
It was very cute that they're like still together and like independently famous, but also like, I love the idea of just a skating power couple.
Yeah, like they go on this vacation and people are like taking photos with them, which is cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cute. Yeah, I'm so fucking stressed.
I was like, oh my God, y'all are young. This is too much for me. But
it felt very weird that there were so many accidental pregnancies in this book.
Yeah, and as we've established on this podcast before, I do not like a surprise pregnancy in a romance novel.
Too real, man.
Yeah, like it's okay if it's at the end in the epilogue sometimes, but for this I was like, they're so young.
They're so young.
I would have been more fulfilled if they were both just like killing it in their careers. And then maybe they got engaged. But also I didn't even need that. I didn't need an epilogue in this.
I did not either. I would have been, I mean, it was nice to see like, oh yeah, Stassi did go to the Olympics and like Nate is in the NHL and like everyone's doing great. But
I didn't need the baby.
I didn't need the baby either. And like, she seems very happy about the baby. Nate bought her a Range Rover to say sorry for getting her pregnant. But
Ryan Outka.
If you get Katie pregnant, we
If
also
and
get
when
her.
you knock me up, I would like a Range Rover.
It's your baby present, your push present.
My push present is a Range Rover. Can you picture me in a Range Rover? It's like a fucking tank.
Also, it'd be very funny to see a giant Range Rover parked in front of your very normal house.
Right. Yeah, we would be like that house down the street with that huge truck that barely even fits in the driveway. Yeah.
Ryan's tiny little Mazda.
I know. We would have to get rid of the Mazda just to make room in the driveway
We're
for
a
the
one-car
Range.
family
Yeah,
now.
we're a one-car.
Not because we can't afford 2 cars, but because
our driveway is too small.
We literally can't fit them in our driveway.
There's too much shit in our garage. But yeah, that was my only real beef with the book was I didn't really love the epilogue.
I know, and like I can get past it. I still really enjoyed the book, but I was just like, damn, why?
Yeah, I know. But I think it's really hard to put. We've talked about this before. It's hard to pull off an epilogue.
Yeah.
They just sometimes end up being, they so often end up being cheesy.
I know. Yeah. The people who really nail it, my girl Emily.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I can't. I'm sure
it's hard.
It is hard. It is hard. I don't know. I think just with this one, I was caught up on how young they are.
Yeah, me too.
Of like, I cannot imagine being 24, having gone to the Olympics, I guess, too. Obviously, I am nowhere near the Olympics or the career levels of Nate or Stassi.
Sure.
But cannot imagine being 24 and with child.
No.
I'm 26 and can't imagine being with child. I'm engaged and can barely imagine that.
I was just an idiot when I was 24. So, like, thinking of 24-year-old Katie, I'm like, ugh, no. But yeah, I have overall thoughts next in our outline.
Would you like to share some overall thoughts?
Yeah, I really liked this book, like rather unexpectedly. And it was kind of one of those books for me that like it wasn't so much like while I was reading it, I was like, oh yeah, this is fun. I like this. But I finished it like 4 days ago. And it keeps like kind of popping back up into my consciousness of like, oh, I liked that. And I feel like that for me is like a tell. Is like if I'm, because a lot of books I just kind of read them and then immediately I'm like, okay,
right,
moving on.
Yeah, next book.
But this one's kind of lingered for a little while. And not because I'm like stuck on any of the plot points or anything, but just because I'm like, oh, that was fun. That was nice. That was a nice experience.
Yeah, I did really enjoy this one. I don't know if I expected to or not. I just kind of went in with it being like, okay, a hockey romance. We're gonna try this out. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And I did very much enjoy it. I got to explain to some guys behind me in line at a movie at South by, 1, what book talk was, and 2, that hockey romance is really big right now. These were like 2 guys in their 50s from LA. So that was fun. That was a new experience.
So this is the first in a series. How many are in the series? I do not know. But the next one is called Wildfire. And it's about Russ. So it looks like Russ has a one-night stand and this woman disappears before Russ is able to get her full name.
Oh no. What is it?
She like leaves before, oh my God, this is so my shit. She leaves before Russ is able to get her full name. Then the next line in the blurb is, imagine their surprise when they bump into each other on the first day of the summer camp where they are both counselors.
Yes. We did talk about this because it's camp counselor core.
Yes, counselors. I'm so ready.
Ooh.
It comes out October 3rd. Oh my God, someone please put it on NetGalley. I need the advance copy. I need it right now. Put it into my veins.
This is the summer version of hockey romance.
That's why I can't wait until October for it to come out. I need the arc. Right. I need to read it in June.
NetGalley, do you hear us?
Please.
Any stray notes?
Let me look at my notes app. Oh, on Halloween they dressed as the cast of Despicable Me, so I wrote, she's fucking a man dressed as Gru.
I forgot about that. They're dressed as the cast of Despicable Me, like, at the club.
And Nate is Gru, and all the other players are minions, which is so fucking funny.
I love that. Imagine going home with a minion, though.
Yeah. That was my only note. that we didn't already talk about?
I wrote, Nate is the only rich college guy to use his powers for good because he throws his roommate Robbie a surprise party for his birthday, which was very cute.
Yeah, that is cute.
It's when he and Stassi first hook up, and it's casino theme, and it's black tie.
Yeah.
Which...
It's very nice.
Cool college kids.
Yeah.
Multiple times Stassi is not wearing underwear, and she really should. Because she almost bends over. And also I'm like, it is uncomfortable to not wear underwear with a dress.
Right.
So I wrote Stassi should wear underwear.
Yeah, she should.
Not at all in a slut-shaming way, but mostly in a...
Logistics.
Is that comfortable for you? Probably not.
The only thing I can't wear underwear with is, like, leggings.
Yes, that is the only thing that makes sense. I can't... I'm not going to get into it, but I'm just like, that's got to be gross. Not gross, but just uncomfortable.
It's got to feel gross.
Yes, that's what I mean. Exactly. And then my last one that we haven't talked about is we get migraine representation in a romance novel.
Yeah.
I get migraines really badly, just like Nate does.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see some representation from a man who also vomits when he gets a really bad migraine.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is
passes out. Yeah.
It was very accurate. It was very, very accurate.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll say about that.
Yeah. Well, good book. Give us number 2 immediately.
Yes.
Please and thank you, Mr. NetGalley.
Katie and I thank the Puck Bunnies.
Yeah.
This was great.
Thanks to the TikTokers who made us read this book. What are you reading now, Abigail? I know you literally just finished this book yesterday, so have you picked up anything else?
No. I finished this book yesterday because I've been running around living my South by life, unfortunately.
What are you going to pick up next?
I am going to pick up next, let me pull it up, my March book of the month, which is not a romance. Katie and I coordinate our book of the month so we can trade, which it doesn't always happen the way we intend it to, but logistically, it makes sense.
Also, it just doesn't make sense for us to buy the same book, so we at least try to buy separate ones with the idea
that if we want the other one,
we will. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes I don't really care enough to follow through with it, but
same.
With this one, I will for sure.
Yes, this one is Wayward by Amelia Hart, and yeah, it's like magical realism, which is different from what I usually read. But it's about different women in different time periods.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Try not to read too much of the blurb because I don't really want to remind myself what it's about before I pick it up.
Yeah.
But it should be here today or tomorrow. And it is going to be one that when I get it, I'm not going to look at it. I'm just going to start reading it and see where it takes me. So
while we're talking about our books of the month, I'm very excited about mine. I got 2, and then annoyingly, I got approved for the arc of one of them. But whatever. I think I'm going to like it, so I'm glad I have it. But I'm very excited to read The London Seance Society, which is by the same author that did The Lost Apothecary, which I know you haven't read yet, but I loved it.
I have it. I made it a book of the month when it was book of the month,
good.
And I just haven't picked it up. It's on my shelf.
I loved it.
I know
and then
exactly where it is.
The other book is I Have Some Questions for You by Rebecca Mackay. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, but it's like a successful film professor and podcaster. So it's like I've read that it's sort of a commentary on the ethics of like doing true crime content, which is personally and professionally interesting to me. But that's not what I'm reading right now.
What are you reading right now?
Well, I'm still reading my February book of the month, which is River Sing Me Home by Eleanor Shearer. And it's about like slavery in the Caribbean, basically, like in Barbados and Trinidad and stuff, so it's historical fiction, but it's very educational to me because I don't know that much about the history of slavery in that part of the world. So, and it's also just fucking heartbreaking. It's this woman who was enslaved and she ran away. And now she's like trying to find her children who she had while she was enslaved, and all her kids kind of got like sold or, given away or whatever. So she's trying to hunt them down. So it's fucking heartbreaking. But I also finally picked up this like fantasy historical gay romance, which hits a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
It's A Marvelous Light. I just started it this morning, so I have no commentary other than I'm excited.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
but
our next book.
Most excitingly, well, for one thing, our next episode is going to be Taylor Swift themed, which I have tried to push since we started this.
We're finally doing it ahead of the tour.
Yes. Well, I guess it'll come out as the tour is happening.
Ahead of when we go to the tour.
Ahead of when we go to the tour. But our next monthly read is finally giving our girl, Abby Jimenez, her own episode.
We have talked about her so much because we love her so much. And
yes.
We're finally doing a full episode. I've said this before. I somewhat regret that we didn't do Part of Your World, so we're making up for it.
Yes. With yours truly, which comes out April 11th.
Yes.
And we both have the advanced copies of it, so the episode is going to come out April 12th. So everyone is just going to have to read the book on April 11th.
But it will be ready for you when you finish the book.
Yes.
So that is nice.
Precisely.
Katie, would you like to read the blurb of yours truly?
I would love to. My allergies are so bad, so we'll see if I make it through this. I'm going to get the phlegm out. So the tagline is a novel of terrible first impressions, hilarious second chances, and the joy in finding your perfect match, which is very funny because I just watched all of Perfect Match on Netflix.
I was going to say, this sounds like a tagline for like The Bachelor or something.
Yeah, for sure. Dr. Brianna Ortiz's life is seriously flatlining. Her divorce is just about finalized. Her brother's running out of time to find a kidney donor. Holy shit. And that promotion she wants, that's probably going to the new the new man doctor. Man doctor. Who's already registering 80 friggin' 7 on Brianna's pain in my ass scale. It does say friggin' in this blurb.
Nice. Great. Keep going.
But just when all systems are set to hate, Dr. Jacob Maddox completely flips the game by sending Brianna a letter. And it's a really good letter, like the kind that proves that Jacob isn't actually Satan. Worse, he might be this fantastically funny and subversively likable guy who's terrible at first impressions. Because suddenly he and Bri are exchanging letters, sharing lunch dates in her, quote, sob closet, and discussing the merits of freakishly tiny horses. What? Like Little Sebastian?
Yeah, like Little Sebastian.
But when Jacob decides to give Brianna the best gift imaginable, a kidney for her brother, what the fuck? She wonders just how she can resist this quietly sexy new doctor, especially when he calls in for a favor she can't refuse. There's a lot going on here.
I can't wait. That is a lot.
For one thing, I love a sob closet because friend of the pod, Tyson, when he started his job working with us, the first day I showed him the single bathroom in the newspaper office where we go to cry. And he said that was the moment that he knew we would be friends. So I empathize with the sob closet.
Sob closet is maybe better than sob bathroom, but I would go hide in that bathroom pretty often.
Yeah.
When I was having a bad day, just go hang out in the single bathroom. No one's going to bother you.
I feel like I'm going to need a sob closet reading this book.
So Bri is the friend in part of your world too. So we're continuing with our extended universe. Yeah. Fucking pumped. I loved Bri in Part of Your World, so.
This has 4.74 stars on Goodreads.
Shut up.
And out of 1,400 reviews.
Holy shit.
2,400 ratings. So I imagine a lot of those are those typical, like, I'm going to give it 5 stars before I even read it. But a lot of I'm like scrolling through them, and these are people who read it and loved it.
I'm so excited. I read a few reviews a few weeks ago. I don't remember how I stumbled on them, but people are like, this is the best one of Abby Jimenez. And I don't know how you can. I've loved all of them.
Yeah.
Except for the first one I didn't really love, but that's okay.
Yeah, it was fine.
It was fine.
This review says, everyone should know that I'm a man-hater to my core, but would I risk it all for Jacob Maddox? Absolutely I would.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think I've pre-ordered this, so I'm going to go do it right now from our bookshop where you also can pre-order it.
Speaking of which, our bookshop still exists and we would love for you to order from it.
Yeah. Give our girl Abby your cash. Give us some pennies.
We'll take them.
And give your favorite local bookstore some of your pennies also.
Yeah, we're big fans of Bookshop.
Yeah.
Highly support. If you can't order from our bookshop, go to your local independent bookstore.
Yes. Or your local library.
Yes. Also
which
big
gives no one
fans.
money, but makes everyone happy and makes the world better.
Yes. Big fan of the library here.
All of your information is in this, so I'm going to log out and do it in my own
great
personal bookshop account. Anyway, we'll see you next time for something Taylor Swift related.
I'm excited to plan this episode. We don't know where it's going to go, but
it's going to be Taylor Swift, which is all that matters.
Yep, all that matters.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.